Hi, welcome to another AI webinar from the Hitchhiker's Guide for Educators Tech Talks. I'm Amanda Fox, your host, and I'm excited you decided to hitchhike your way with us today through not only tech tools, but the pedagogy and strategies behind them. In today's episode, From Words to Wisdom, Unlocking Student Engagement with Story-Driven Writing, we dive into creative strategies for engaging students using the WeWillWrite platform. If you have not heard of WeWillWrite, this is your first time hearing about it, stick around because you're in for a treat. We have our guest, Erlend Hoiner, head of Pedagogy, and he joins us to showcase a live demo and share how storytelling can transform student learning and inspire deeper engagement. Can you kind of just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you, what's your story and how did you get involved with WeWillWrite?
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. It's nice to be here and to tell you a little bit about myself. It's how I got into WeWillWrite is I started my career as in advertising actually in Singapore, and I've been working in advertising for like 15 years and. I've always been very interested in writing and in language, and I have a master's degree in Nordic languages, and I've been working as a teacher, teaching 8th and 9th grade, and I got into WeWillWrite because of kind of my maybe a diverse background. We've seen. I love writing, and I love the creative part of writing. Even if it's fiction or non-fiction, the fun part of writing, and that we see like a decline in literacy, and we want to kind of help students get better at writing and communicating, and to accomplish that, I think that. We really have to try to make writing fun, something they look forward to. And I know Daniel from before, but I guess that's kind of, so my role in WeWillWrite is to, I'm responsible for the pedagogical part along with Daniel, I guess, and also kind of making the challenges and the content.
Well, I will definitely say that WeWillWrite has made writing fun. And I wish this was around when I was teaching English in the classroom, because I would have definitely incorporated this into my my weekly activities for students. Like what I had back then was just, time writings. All right, everyone, we're going to write today. Get out your pencils. And it was a solo activity. It wasn't collaborative. There was a lot of groaning. And with this, it's real simple to launch these short spurts of writing that are very standard targeted that that just make writing fun and make kids want to ask for this.
Yeah, and parts of our philosophy is that we really want to do this into like a social thing that they can kind of grow together, create a positive class culture, a positive writing culture around it, and we try to balance the whole pacing of the game so that it's not kind of too fast for the ones that need some time, but it doesn't take the challenges that they don't take too long, so that the ones that maybe have a bit of a hard time concentrating, or the ones that really write fast and get quickly finished, we're trying to engage all of them at the same time and try to find that balance. So that's what we're trying to do. Yeah.
It also builds writing stamina. I think those students who do struggle initially, like if we're doing this repetitively, and you've got such a variety of prompts like within the platform, that they're never doing the same thing twice. They might be hitting on the same skills, but it's always a different prompt or a different image to kind of launch it. But even those beginning struggling writers, over time, their writing stamina is going to increase, and the modeling from their classmates of what a good writing piece, that social construction of knowledge component, I think it's just brilliant. It's brilliant. The platform's brilliant.
So so that's also a very important part of how we think or why we think they will learn at a kind of a deeper, like it's a deep kind of learning, because I really believe in this inductive learning, that you have all these examples. It's authentic student text that they see that their peers write in the classroom, and they see, oh, he uses simile, and they, or what is that, and they see this a number of times, and then they learn what it is. So I really believe in that kind of way of learning. Instead, the opposite way is maybe the more common way, that is deductive learning, that we start with the theory and then you have to try to do that, use some examples maybe, and it's natural that is a way that the school does it, because it's kind of it not that time consuming. But the inductive way of learning is much deeper, and if you have the motivation to do that, that's a really good way of learning. So yeah.
Absolutely. Well, for those who are just tuning in, we've got guests from the Virgin Islands. We've got Argentina in the house, Romania,
Okay.
California. Like, thank you for joining us. Let's go ahead and jump into the platform and give them a demo. So
Yep.
people who are hearing about WeWillWrite for the first time can kind of see it in action. And
Yep.
you guys are going to get to experience it too. So in addition to seeing it in action, breaking down the dashboard, make sure that there's a participation piece. So we're going to want you to join in and actually participate in one of the writing activities from a student perspective.
Definitely. So yeah. So this is how the platform looks, and so when you get into the portal, this is what you see. And on top here, there's like featured challenge sets, and you have your name here. You can manage your classes. I have 3 classes here now, and so if you scroll down, you can see all these different kinds of lists with different kinds of challenge sets that you can use to write. I'll dive into some of these very shortly. So if let's say you want to do the mystery crimes, and it's and here you have what it looks like inside is like a set of, in this case, it's 5 challenges, about 40 minutes. This is maybe one of the longer ones, and it's a short description, and here you have all the different challenges that the students will get. And a very important part of WeWillWrite is the visual prompt. So all the students will get a visual prompt that fills kind of the whole screen. And I was thinking about just showing some examples of the challenges, how they will look for the students just after this.
Yeah.
So and sorry.
No, I love too that once you click on a set, you can actually see how long it takes to facilitate. And if it's too long, but you like what's in there, you can customize it.
Yep.
You can copy the set and shorten it to the time frame that you want to. This would even doing like a 5-minute challenge as a bell ringer or an exit ticket each day, or making this the whole lesson plan.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can just show you that if you click show details, you will get these tips and also how long this takes to do. And these tips are like when the students write, they have like a tip card they can open, and they get like 4 tips to help them with their creativity and getting the ideas. Also, I can show what you said now. Actually, what if I want to do this, but maybe I don't want to do all the challenges, I can copy this set like that. Oops, I have to log in. And when I copy the set, it will be I will call it Mystery Crimes for ELA 7, for instance, and then it will be copied. I can edit the text for the set, and I can shuffle it around. So if I want to start with a character description, I can take that up. And if I want to, maybe, okay, I'll remove this. Maybe I don't need that one. I just want to have 3. I can do that. And I can I can save it, and then it will be possible for me to start that as a game, yeah. So that's just a very brief look at how the portal looks. And we have other, and the set I just made will go in here, so I can have this is my own sets I have made, and I have, let's say I want to have a science fiction set, I have put it in here. If I want to have the 5 senses, I want to have descriptions, I put it in here. I can do a lot of things. Yeah.
And I know teachers, the number one question is, can I create my own sets? Right now, you can create your own sets based on the prompts that are within WeWillWrite, but they are working on between now and I believe, is it January? Where I don't want to put pressure on you with the timeline. I know I don't want to do it, but where teachers can come in and actually create their own sets based on whether books they're reading in their classroom or activities that they've had success with in the past. So
so so this is and the student texts part. I don't have any student texts here now, but here you will find all the student texts that is written in a session. And I was thinking that I would love to try to play maybe one short set with people here participating. So I hope you want to join. I really hope you want to join and try it out. But before that, I just wanted to show some examples of actual challenges that we So this is just some challenges. I will maybe go a bit back here. So how do I do this? Like that. So this is challenges that you might get, and it looks like this on the screen. So this is one challenge. Describe what you see, feel, smell, and hear. And you wake up on an island in the Pacific. Describe the first minute. So that's one challenge. And what it says here, it says atmospheric, and that means that for each challenge, students get a criterion that they are supposed to try to follow. So in this challenge, they are supposed to try to make it as atmospheric as they can.
Nice.
And
so really building that setting and creating that atmosphere for the reader.
And this one is imagine what you see, feel, hear, and think. And it says, you wake up and discover that gravity is gone. Describe the first minute.
And the tone is funny. So
yeah. So you should try to write it maybe a bit funny. And then this one, use your senses to imagine the atmosphere. Describe what it feels like to wake up in the treehouse and step outside to see the view. So I have a lot of tasks here, but maybe I can show some non-fiction ones as well. These are I have a lot, and here's like a character description. A new figure appears. Describe her personality, appearance, and superpowers. And this one is supposed to be imaginative. So let me just.
Stella just said she plans to app smash these sets with Newsela or News ELA, ReadWorks, and Headway courses that will create a personalized learning scenario to foster integrated ESL skills.
Okay.
Very cool.
And let me. This is a more scary one. And then let me jump to. This is for this is for nonfiction. You are a weather reporter live on the news. Tell the weather forecast as it will be in 50 years. So that's more like a nonfiction, but still a bit creative. And this one, incredible possibilities with new technology. Write the advertisement for the shoes.
Interesting.
So this is more like you're supposed to try to convince. And here, a new fantasy movie is now in theaters. Tempt your audience. Write the trailer for the movie.
Nice.
And just one more about convincing. This is our argumentative text. Feel free to play on emotions. Convince your parents why now is not a good time to tidy your room. Okay, so this is some of the challenges that we have in our, this is some of the writing prompts that we have in our game. And I really want to try to play a set now.
Perfect.
Yeah. So let's try to, what you do then is just to, and I hope people watching want to participate. It's not that hard. So let's go to this one.
Yeah, if you're watching, please participate, because I think it's really important to experience it from the student perspective to really know how to launch one in your own class.
Yep. And what you see here is like this is before you start, you see all the challenges, and when I push start now, you will get the pin code that you can fill in. I'm playing this also with bots, just so there will be, it will say that there are also some bots here, but that's okay. I think we'll try 2 challenges, or else it will maybe take a bit too much time for this. So let's try that, and then it's connecting. And now, if you go to this address, join WeWillWrite.com, and you fill in this pin code, you can participate.
I just dropped that in the chat.
Yep, but it takes. We have plenty of time to wait for participants.
I'm going to go ahead and join.
Yeah, good.
So the pin code is 78502 for those. And then you can put your first name and last name.
Yeah.
All right. I am in.
You're in, and we can play with the bots as well. We have 19 bots, but you can wait a little bit longer, see if somebody wants to join. 2 students. Yeah, let's wait a little bit. Take some time to get into the game. And from here you can, you see who joins, and then afterwards you can. I hope you can get time to see what the teacher will see in the student text section, and I'll give it some more time.
Yeah, for those who haven't joined and are curious, my screen just says, my name. Teams are created when all students have joined.
Yep. So I can start the game now. We can just wait a little bit longer, and then I can start the game to show you how it works. I'm not being able to show this what the students sees now because I'm playing it live here, but the students will get like a small white box they write in, and a tip card on their right side, and like a sneak peek card on their a sneak peek card on their right side, and a tip card on their left side. And they can use the sneak peek to look at what the other students at their team are writing. And the tip cards are to get some ideas for what to write. Okay, should we start now? Maybe we have 6 people joined, and we have 19 bots. So let's start. And it's on a timer, so it's just you have to write fairly quickly, but let's try. So I will go here, and then it says that we have the giraffes and the bucks and the bears and the tigers today. So that's the 4 different teams that you can be on, and you who have participated will see which team you're on. But and here is the first task for today, and it says, use your senses to imagine the atmosphere. Describe what it feels like to wake up in a treehouse and step outside to see the view. And as you can see, it's not that much, it's 2 minutes, and you're supposed to make it as atmospheric as you can. And what do we see in the picture here? It's colorful, and it's these strange plants in the background. There's a waterfall there, and Yeah, it's some lamps maybe. Okay, now it's your turn. The writing has started. Oh, people are writing. That's good.
All right.
And it says here that there's now 250 words written. So it will actually show, it's not a competition to write as much as you can, but it will show how much each team has written. And this kind of friendly competition that they're on teams and that they're writing together makes it quite engaging for some of the students. And when they're writing, it's usually quite quiet in the classroom. It's because they're focusing. That's a good time for the teacher to go around and just look at what they're writing and kind of be available to help if they need some help, if they need some guidance from the teacher. So so now there's 35 seconds left of this phase. And what's nice is that when you walk around in the classroom, it's quiet, but you can usually hear the sound of the keyboard. So now it's only 4 seconds left. And then, you might not have finished, but that's okay. It's just about the process. This is not necessarily about the result that you have to get finished with your text.
And the other thing is, students can also copy their text if they want to continue writing on it.
Yep, they can.
Which is something I love, because if they write something they love and they want to copy it and save it and go back to it, or if there's one part you want them to focus on. So,
yeah. Now, just to explain, now the students, they get 2 of their team's text that they're going to kind of compare, and they're voting for which text they think is the most atmospheric of them. So they can vote for one of them, and they get the 2 of the text from the ones on their team, and there might be like 4 or 5 on each team, and all gets his or her text read at least twice and assessed twice. And the text that gets the most votes on that team is kind of picked out as the team's favorite text. And then that time is up. And now, and we have this is the text we have in the finals. And let's take a look at them. There might be some that didn't get to finish it, but let's see. And here you can actually, if there is a text that is that you want to replace, you can push this button and replace the text that got into the final with the text that got the next most votes from that team. Okay, so take a look at the first one. And it says, read aloud. It says for the teacher, I wake up, it smells very sugary, almost like when I make coffee. I don't like it without sugar. I open my eyes, it looks like a candy land. I can eat as much as I want now without my mom saying anything. By the way, I have candy jam. Sorry, mom, but it will be fun then. And here we have, so this is might be a text that the student wrote, and then you have, here we have some AI helping the teacher to pick out if there is like a literary device.
This is what I love too. The AI, the way AI is integrated here, is that it's highlighting literary devices, but you have AI working with the teacher. The teacher's still the person who's choosing to showcase these literary devices. And for me, like as I'm going through a student's text on the fly, I might not I might not hit on all of these literary devices. I might miss one or two. So it's nice to have that like extra component to assist me in assessing and pointing out like good examples of literary devices.
Yeah. Like you said, that's very important for us, that this is to assist and help and empower kind of the teacher, because we believe that when it comes to writing, we can't kind of, it's hard work. You have to practice writing to be good at writing. So AI, we believe that you can't use AI to kind of write for them. That's not possible. But we want to use AI to help kind of reviewing texts like this. So this is a simile, and that's very nice. I like when I make coffee. And two similes, actually. It's like a candy land. So that's nice. That's very good. And a descriptive adverb is in here, very sugary. And adjectives, that's good. It brings out kind of the nuances in the make the text more alive. Internal dialogue, yeah, this is a kind of an internal dialogue. And a hyperbole, it's yeah, maybe, yeah,
An exaggeration. Yeah.
exaggeration, yeah.
Yeah.
And then if yeah,
also,
sorry,
oh no, I also love like go back to adjective.
yeah,
So
I'll
when
do
you
that.
click on
Oops, sorry.
adjective, we see candy. Candy is also a noun, so it also is an opportunity for the
Yeah,
teacher to show how a word can fit into multiple
yeah,
categorizations when it comes to
yeah,
parts of speech, whether it's an adjective or a noun. So candy in itself is a noun, but when it's candy
yeah,
land or candy
yeah,
jam.
yeah, yeah, it can be, yeah. And also, let's go on to the next text. Maybe that was one that didn't get get to finish it, or something happened there. That can happen, of course. Since there's only one letter, in this case, might have to kind of replace that text. I can show that function. So if you do this, then it will pick out the next text from that theme. And here it says, I see a field of grass, sunshine on the sky, many colored flowers, birds are singing, the sky is blue. All is, and then maybe it stopped there. There isn't noise. I feel happy. Incredible place. Yeah. And then what do we have here? Yeah, we have happy, incredible. Yeah, good. Adjectives, very nice. Even though, I mean, all text will not be the same length, but that doesn't really matter. It's nice just to talk about, even if it's short or long. You can always find something that you want to kind of talk about. And let's see, I wake up, it smells very sugary. This was the one we looked at. So now we go into the phase that we start voting. Which one of these do you think, do you find most atmospheric? And then I start to vote, and the participants now have to vote. It goes quite quickly, actually. But we find that the students, they like the quick pace. Yeah, and here we see that the bears are in the lead, and then there's the tigers, and then you get like a leaderboard here. Okay, so it's quite anything can happen. And now we have like 2 rounds. So this is the character description, and it says, what does he look like and what is his personality like? And describe the main character and his unusual hearing. That's the challenge you're going to do now. And try to make it imaginative. And here you see a figure. He has large ears, it seems like, large eyes. What kind of character is this? And describe his unusual hearing. So when, as I said earlier, it's a very nice opportunity for the teacher to go and watch how the students are working, and sometimes they ask for help. So it's nice to be kind of available to help in this stage. Yeah, the giraffes are writing a lot. And for this, when the students are writing, it's not actually possible to paste in more text than you have written. So this is to prevent some students maybe from using AI to generate text, because we want them to try to write it on their own. Okay, so now the participants, they will see two texts again, and they're going to compare them and see which one they think is the most imaginative of those two texts. And
So
and
now,
here,
yeah,
sorry.
so now they've got like 65 seconds to view the text, and you can show both texts. Real quick, I'm just going to show my screen real quick.
Yeah,
so they
do
can
that.
see-
That's great. Yeah, do that.
yeah, so they can see what it looks like from my perspective.
Yeah,
So
cool.
from a student perspective, you get these two texts on the screen. Which one's more imaginative? Now I'll tell you about Ethan. He has absolutely enormous ears. If someone tries to whisper to him, all he hears is screaming. The tall man was incredibly thin. I'm obviously going to vote for this one. We've got some nice descriptions here. Enormous. We've named him. We've
Very
talked
nice.
about his, enhanced sense of hearing. Oh gosh, there's actually someone sleeping inside his ears. So that's creative. And then you have the light bulbs. Can you explain the little light bulbs here?
Yes. So you can, if you think it's, but that's to kind of grade it. If you think it's much more imaginative, you can add like one of those, and then it gets kind of a higher score. Okay, so if you change to my screen again now, and this is what you see, this is now the text that has been picked out from your team. And now again, we have these four texts from four teams. And what you said earlier, that you have 65 seconds now to assess this, and that's kind of adjusted a bit to how much the students are writing. So if they're writing not that much, if fairly short texts, then they get a little bit less time to assess. So let's start with this one now. And it says, this is a mouse boy that lives in a mouse city with special abilities due to its big ears. All of the characters that live in the city can hear from miles away, and they can choose what to hear. This specific character is a wonderful boy. Okay, good. And here we can see that this student has used nice adjectives: big, special, wonderful. And very nice. A very nice description, I think, from of that character. And okay, this one.
We do have a quick question from Martine.
Yep. Sorry.
She included French in her first writing production. Does it work with other languages?
Well, we are in the first phase of the beta now, so we haven't gotten around to making it in other languages yet, but it's going to be in other languages. but not
So
yet.
I heard not yet, which means it's coming, guys. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. So, and this one, now I'll tell you about Ethan. He has absolutely enormous ears. If someone tries to whisper to him, all he hears is screaming. With his big ears, there's actually someone sleeping inside them. His family. They've been sleeping in his ear ever since he was 6 years old. It's easy to get a house. Oh, yes. Okay, so, and this has adjectives. It has, yes, it's an exaggeration, a lot of the text, and that's nice. Then this is a really good example of that literary device. So this was really nice. And then the next one is like this. Hi, my name is Milos Kowalski. I play in a band. It's because I'm very good at guitar and I have exceptionally good hearing. The disease was called Listenus succinus. I come from the family of Kowalski. I'm the 5th in the family with that name. I think it's a bit irritating with such big ears. Okay, so it's the same, some internal dialogue here. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Hyperbole, such big ears, adjectives. Good. So, and that was there one more text? Yes. His name is Matteo. He can hear ladybirds talking to each other and fleas climbing. He has completely unusual hearing. He can hear hearts beating and people whispering to each other. Wow,
See,
that was very poetic.
And this is the effect you want to have on your students. Already, I'm really sad my writing wasn't up there. What do I need to do to try harder to get my writing to show up? Like, so that, just wanting that intrinsic motivation to have your work showcased and to have it read out loud, to see what literary devices you've had in your writing piece. So
and that's what I think. That's what we're trying to do. That we use these student texts that we all get to see when they are voting. They compare text, and in the finals, the teacher can talk about why is this text so good, what makes this text good, and look at the literary devices, and then the student can say, okay, maybe I'll try and do something. I understand now what this simile thing is, and I understand it because I've seen all these examples. So that's the kind of the philosophy about it. Okay, sorry.
No, then you see students start applying that. They see it after repetition of seeing it a couple times. This is a simile. I'm going to try it. I'm going to be adventurous and try it now in my writing. So
so that's kind of what we believe in, and also what you're saying, that my text didn't get picked out in the first round, and our experiences is that if you play like a set with 4 challenges, it will be like at least 60% of the students will get their text picked out in that first set. So let's start the vote here. I have to go here, sorry. Okay, so now we'll vote who.
This is what it looks like from my end.
Yeah. So you have to click one of them maybe before the time runs out.
Oh,
yes.
Ran out.
And and then it was actually a tie this time between the giraffes and the bears. And if you cut to my screen again now.
Yep.
Good. And then this game is finished, and we will have, as like a celebration in the end, it will be showing all the text from the students, what they wrote.
Yay! Mine's the first blue one.
Yes, and this is this is the reaction we often get from the students at this point, that they really, that's mine, and they're pointing out the ones that they wrote maybe.
Can when it's in this view, can you click on individual ones or stop the scroll, or?
No, but not now. But we have got a lot of feedback from teachers that really want to pause this stage, or be able to stop it and take a look at it if they want to. So that's a feature that's coming quite soon, actually. Also with more like an ending to the game, and with a button to return to the portal, because that's not in right now. But So this is the text that was written for one game.
And this is what I love. I love this. Yes.
Yeah. So then we can celebrate that we actually wrote 2,515 words and 50 texts in this short amount of time. So that's
So
one game.
Automatically, I'm thinking as a teacher, on my whiteboard, I would put up, okay, today's WeWillWrite, challenge. We did 2,515 words. Let's see if we can beat this record next time. To keep encouraging students to write longer, to build up that writing stamina.
Yeah, and that's our experience as well. That some have that as an external motivation. That can we see if we can beat our word count from the last time, even though that's not kind of the most important thing. But
no,
for some, this is part of the fun, maybe.
Yep. It's another way to kind of motivate students and encourage them. And also, I think even more so, like getting the most literary devices, being able to demonstrate a command of knowing the different types of descriptors and that creative writing, like using different devices.
Yep. So I'm not sure, but if we have if we have much more time, but I have some to show a little bit more about the different kind of literary devices that you can expect to. Yeah, this is, and I was thinking about, this is like for fiction, but and we did the fiction one now, but so this is metaphor. It can point out a metaphor. And internal dialogue, personification is also something that it can point out. And also, and this is also a challenge. You throw yourself out of a plane, describe the moments before and after. And then there is like a simile, and we have this descriptive adjectives, onomatopoeia. Yeah, onomatopoeia. Yeah, and and personification here, and let's see if there's other ones here. I'll just skip this quite quickly because I wanted to show you some of the non-fiction ones, because we have, let's say you have this challenge. Use your imagination, but write as if it really existed. And you're supposed to write it interesting. What to find, describe what kind of animal it was. And then this could be one of the texts. This skeleton is from a cool dog-sized animal that was super strong with big lungs for running fast. It had thick legs and paws made for digging, so it's probably lived underground. It hunted at night with big eyes to see in the dark. This animal was a fierce predator. And this is like here, this points out this is a description, and this is a cause and effect. It says something about causality.
Because it had thick legs, they're inferring that for digging, you infer that it lived underground. So
yeah, and just to show one more, use a credible argument, convince your parents why you should spend more time gaming. And then it says, Mom, Dad, don't you want me to get better at problem solving and teamwork? Gaming helps me learn these skills while having fun. Imagine if I could improve my focus and reflexes just like a pro athlete. Plus, after homework, gaming is my way to relax.
Great. This is so valid and relevant in my household, because my 10-year-old is constantly defending why he should have more gaming time. His big one is reading has gotten better because he has to read all the challenges in Zelda.
Yeah, and then that's what we're trying to do with some of these non-fiction exercises, or some of these non-fiction challenges. We try to use the students' kind of their world, and make them kind of make arguments and learn how to write persuasive texts with their own life as kind of the fuel. So
the devices are hook, rhetorical question, comparison, justification, pathos.
Yeah. So this is the hook is just like the start of it, and then a rhetorical question is important when it comes to nonfiction or persuasive text, and comparison is and justification, it says here. Yeah. So and I'm just and this could be something as well. Use emotion and reason. Should the school be a phone-free zone? And yeah, it has justification, contrast, cause and effect, and call to action could be as well. So there are different literary techniques and literary devices for fiction and nonfiction. I just wanted to show this, but yeah.
No, I love it. I personally hadn't seen the nonfiction side, so this is fantastic to just see the difference of literary techniques that are pointed out and that are important to constructing a good argument. Sometimes it's really hard to teach something without examples, and this is awesome because it's taking actual student writing. We're not taking like Edgar Allan Poe, who's this published revered author, and saying write like this. We're actually taking very doable examples that are on grade level or right about that, and it's just for students who need that remediation. They're seeing these exemplars from their peers, and I just love this.
Yeah, and that's the power of inductive learning. I think that if the student they get really engaged and then really want to write and want to come up with ideas, want to use the literary devices and techniques that they see that their peers are using or that the teacher have shown the class, then in real texts, authentic texts, that's really powerful, and they will have the stamina, I think, to do the practice again and again to understand what is a call to action or what is a contrast really, and then that's a very kind of a deep way to learn it. This is the way we train AI. It's inductive. You use examples to train, and this is the way we learn when we were babies. We learn from examples and then we induce the theory. So yeah.
So we just got a question. Martina, again,
Yep.
she just visited the site. Is it possible to join if our students are in the university learning ESL? I think this is probably going to play back to right now. Well, I'll let you answer.
In university, right now we're in this closed beta, and we haven't kind of opened it up for university yet. But I can imagine that ESL learners at university would probably benefit from this. But we haven't opened that up in our beta now. But I think it's a good question, and I think this will probably be a good tool for that group as well.
I definitely think so. Especially, I don't know, just learning a new language and learning the techniques and just the nuances between language and the connotations that the English language has with writing. This could be a great way to introduce that.
Yep.
My little puppy is letting me know. So my daughter just came in. So if you hear her, Bonnie's in this call too.
Yeah.
So was there anything else you wanted to share real quick, or do you want me to talk about the ambassador program for a minute, or?
I think this is. I think I've shared what I can now. We have a lot more to share. It's
yeah.
yeah. So, but this is what I basically planned. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, if any of you have questions, I'm about to talk a little bit about the Write-a-thon coming up on October 21st. So if you have not registered to be part of that beta, National Writing Day is on October 20th this year, which is on a Sunday. So we have the Write-a-thon that will be going on October 21st. And I'm going to turn off that banner so you can see the registration link, but it is bit.ly/WeWillWrite-a-thon. I just dropped that in the comments. So if you're on YouTube and you're watching, it should show up in the comments there. You can register your class. But the idea is that nationally and even globally, that we just take a minute to get kids excited about writing, to know that students everywhere across classrooms in the United States and the world are taking a minute, and they're part of a movement. They're part of this WeWillWrite movement, which is what the Write-a-thon embodies. So using it to engage students in writing for 30 minutes to an hour. We just asked you to participate for 30 minutes to an hour, and we have some certificates that you can share with your students. There's the Write-a-thon, a top 3 finalists, and these are editable. So like when you register, you get this as a Canva template. You can come in and put your name, your teacher name, your signature, put the student's name in there. Is it, Erlend, is top 4? Is it top 4 in the end? Or
What do you mean in the end?
When you vote, when students'
Yeah.
works are voted on, it's top 4, depending on how many teams?
Well, it depends. In the final, it's one for in the finals. It's one from each team in each final, and it depends how many teams there are. There can be 3, 4, or even 5 teams. It depends how big the class is actually.
Gotcha. Well, we've also got most words written, and this one's my favorite, most literary devices. I think, in recognition of your exceptional use of literary techniques, showcasing creativity and depth in your writing during the We Will Write-a-thon. So once you register, you get access to these things, and you also get access to the social graphic. We would love for you to drop your photo in here. We've got Edgar Allan Poe, Jane Austen, and William Shakespeare there. We know that's Yorick Skell. We know that's the Raven. So just flood social media with what you guys that you're participating. Share some images of We Will Write in action, and there will be some swag and some giveaways from some of the best social media posts. The idea is to get those kids writing for at least 30 minutes. Spread the word about We Will Write, and to really be part of this global movement of being responsible for getting, putting that excitement back into writing. All right.
Yeah.
So the link to join that is in the chat. And the last thing is become a We Will Write ambassador. They're accepting ambassador applications now. It is in beta. It'll be coming out of beta eventually. So be one of the first to be an advocate for writing, especially if you're an ELA teacher. But remember, it's our responsibility as educators to make sure students are writing across the curriculum. So this is, even if you're not an ELA teacher and you're teaching science and you're teaching, constructing an argument using those nonfiction texts, and you may not have that formal training in literary devices or writing. This tool can help you. This tool can help you satisfy that standard of making sure students are writing across content areas.
So it's correct that the nonfiction part, especially, maybe is very good across different subjects, and you can use it because then you're kind of practicing in writing for scientific texts or different ways of explaining
Yep. So that wraps up today. So thank you for tuning in to another insightful episode of the Hitchhiker's Guide for Educators AI Tech Talks. As we wrap up, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to our viewers for hitchhiking along on this journey. Your curiosity and engagement, your drive in this exploration into AI and education forward. A special thanks to our guest, Erlend from WeWillWrite, which I've always butchered Norwegian names, so my apologies. Can you just say it once for the group?
Yeah, I'll say it. I'm from Norway, so my name is Erlend Hoiner.
There we go. See, I would never be able to execute that to perfection. And thank you also for joining in, because I know it's like 1 a.m. over there. So just being willing to join us with the time zones and juggling all of that.
No problem.
And also to the viewers, remember, whether you're a seasoned educator or just starting on your teaching adventure, these discussions are here to help you find the perfect tools for enhancing learning experiences for the students in your classroom. So stay tuned, stay curious, and until next time, keep exploring the possibilities that AI brings to education. Thank you again.
take my surgery.